Good morning, everyone, and welcome to ND Sunrise.
This is the
review of the Keenan Review.
That's right, we've got a big game in Sin City.
Plot twist, I am the Grim Reaper.
Overall, this year's event was a rousing success.
Would Notre Dame be the first one to accept ASL as a foreign language as a department?
Once again, I'm Elena Morgan from ND Sunrise, signing off.
Good morning, Notre Dame, and welcome back to ND Sunrise. I'm Mason Mccat.
And I'm Zora Rodgers. Today, we'll take a look at L-Hop, study abroad, milkshake mass, and much more.
It's been a rainy few days on campus, and hopefully game day will bring us sunny skies and an Irish win against Central Michigan. Let's kick it over to our favorite meteorologist, Tyler, for the weather.
Welcome back to the ND Sunrise Weather Report. My name's Tyler Reidy, getting you set for one of the most straightforward weeks of weather we're going to have all year long here in South Bend. That's never a bad thing, and it's going to be beautiful and comfortable all week long here on campus. We take a look at the 7-day forecast. Temperatures sitting in the mid to upper 70s. It'll be a beautiful football game day on Saturday. Notre Dame hosting Central Michigan. I'll have more on that in a moment. A cold front coming in after that game Saturday evening brings in a chance for rain Sunday morning, but that's about it as far as precipitation goes. Temperatures creeping in to the low 80s in the middle part of next week. So here are the specifics on Saturday's 2:30 p.m. kickoff. Notre Dame hosting the Central Michigan Chippewas. Irish 3-0 to start the season, and they'll have beautiful weather to try and continue the unbeaten start. Tailgate weather is perfect. Temperatures climbing into the mid to the upper 60s throughout the morning. No rain expected. We'll have a light breeze of about 5 to 8 miles an hour from the south, gradually shifting toward a westerly direction as that front approaches. A marginal chance of rain toward the end of the game, about 5%, but shouldn't be much of a concern at all. In fact, the game could certainly get done before any of those possibilities come into play. All in all, should be a beautiful home game weekend here in South Bend as Central Michigan visits Notre Dame for week 3 of the college football season. With that, I'll send it back to the studio for more.
All right, I'm here with Meaghan O'Keefe, who had a fantastic summer in Rome. Tell us a little bit about it, like why Rome?
When I was first looking at study abroad programs, I really had to decide if I wanted a more STEM-based program that would be during the semester and they would have me in labs, or if I wanted to go during the summer and maybe do more of the core requirements. And I ultimately decided I didn't want to miss football. I didn't want to go abroad in the spring and not see my friends who were going abroad in the fall for a whole year. So I landed on the Rome summer program where I got to take 2 of my core requirements and get them out of the way.
And what classes were those?
It got rid of my Theology 2 requirement and my Philo 2 requirement. It was Renaissance philosophy and Catholic social migration. To be honest, I didn't really know what the Theo class was going in. It could have been anything. I was like, let me get these out of the way.
Okay, so you're in P-Dub at Notre Dame. Which housing situation was better, Rome or Pascagoula West?
Well, honestly, Rome, just the location, one up South Bend. I think most people would agree on that. In Rome, I was living in the basement of a villa, which sounds worse than it was, in a room with 8 other girls, or 7 other girls. I was the 8th one, which also sounds worse than it was. But one of my best friends, Donna, was in the same room as me. We kind of had parallel lofted beds, and we were in Rome. We were never in the villa, always out and about. That would have been very sad if we spent the whole time in the dorms, but I will say there were these huge spiders of a kind and species I've never seen before in our dorm's bathroom for a bit, and I would go to the other side of the villa for a while.
Yeah. So, of course, I think everybody's wondering about the food. What were your favorite restaurants? What were your favorite meals? Like, what did you eat?
Well, this is kind of outside of Rome, but the best meal I've ever had, not just even while I was abroad, was in Florence, and they had this fresh spaghetti. Of course it was fresh. Every pasta was fresh in Italy. Mm-hmm. But instead of just like grating cheese on it, they cooked it within the cheese wheel. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
They like carve out a cheese wheel, They light it on fire in front of you, throw the pasta in, kind of cover it, let it simmer. The cheese just melts, literally the freshest it could be.
Wow.
Onto the pasta, they put some truffle on it. Rome is, and Italy in general, very big on truffle, a lot cheaper over there. And me and my best friend Donna, we just ate it, and after every bite, we were like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten. This is the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah, so I imagine you can't find anything like that in the States, can you?
Maybe it's probably a trendy spot in New York or Chicago, and they probably like upcharged it by a ton. But there was some good food in Rome, like Piccolo Buco in Rome. It's right by the Trevi Fountain. We had to wait like an hour outside on this line because they really have like 5-6 tables in there, but it was worth the wait. Like the best pizza I had by far.
Oh, very cool. So what was your favorite part and least favorite part about studying abroad?
Ooh, my favorite part was just the structure of the classes was really nice. It was just 9 to 12 in the morning.
Okay.
Like I alternated every day. Like Monday I would have philo, Tuesday I would have theology. And 3-hour classes sound really bad, but after like every hour they'd be like, go have a 10-minute break. And I'd walk out. Oh, honestly, this might be my favorite part. The coffee. Like during the 10-minute break, you can go. Every street has a little coffee bar. You can get a cappuccino for like less than €2, and that was really nice. But speaking of that, my least favorite part of Rome, this is entirely on me. I went in not really knowing Italian at all. So I would go up, and most people in Rome, like it is very touristy. You don't really need to know Italian. I would try my best. But there was this like old man at the coffee shop that I normally went to, and when the younger guys weren't there, we just did not know how to communicate. And I would be like acting out with hands. I'd be like, croissant, and be like, and he'd say something, and he would be saying like, oh, do you want it with jelly? And I'd look at him, and he'd look at me, and like next time I go abroad or vacation in another country, I'm going to put in more work to learn the language ahead of time.
Okay, so my last question, what advice would you have for people who are thinking about studying abroad or about to study abroad? Like, what would you tell them?
First of all, just do it. If you have doubts, if I've never left the country before, I've never really been farther than South Bend before, and I was able to adjust. And the whole time I was just really thinking like, wow, like when's the next time I will have an experience like this? Because even on vacation, you're going and you want to see everything. But study abroad gives you the time where you could just walk around, not really have a plan for the day. And it allows me to immerse myself in the city more than in a way that I might never ever be able to do again.
Okay, interesting. Well, thank you so much, Meaghan. I know I'm definitely adding Rome to my study abroad list.
Please.
Speaking of interviews, we've got an exclusive part of our 73 questions series with my other half. I almost just said Meaghan O'Keefe, Mary Claire Anderson. So Mary Claire, let's kick it off to you.
All right, you ready, Mary Claire?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Walsh gets a bad rap. Do you actually like it?
Okay, I love Walsh, and I don't think it's a bad rep. I think it's more a lack of a rep. I just don't really think we have one, but I love Walsh personally, so.
All right, what did you do this summer?
This summer, I studied abroad in Ireland with Notre Dame's summer abroad program.
All right, and then what did you eat on the plane to Dublin?
Mushroom ravioli, except I didn't actually eat it because it was disgusting.
Okay, no mushroom ravioli for
No
you.
mushroom ravioli.
What is your favorite swim stroke?
So I am a member of the club swim team here at Notre Dame, and I personally love breaststroke and IM, which is a combination of all 4 strokes.
No freestyle. Do you need glasses?
I do not. I do not wear glasses.
Liar. How many teeth have you had pulled?
Fun fact, I've had 17 teeth pulled, and I had 6 wisdom teeth.
All right. Whose teeth did you steal?
That's a great question. I am wondering too. I don't know how one ends up with 6 wisdom teeth, but if anyone else knows, let me know, because I'm curious about that as well.
I don't have 2, so maybe you took mine. What favorite professor at Notre Dame?
I got to go with Professor Lewandowski, my Foundations of Business Analytics professor last semester. Great class, highly recommend.
What color is math when you color coordinate?
Blue, for sure.
I think red's the right answer, but...
Red is English.
Oh, that's fair. Would you be a good leprechaun?
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think I have quite the mobility and flexibility for that. I'm not really the cheerleader type, so I don't know about that one, but I enjoy watching them.
Polka dots or stripes?
Polka dots all the way.
Did you ever have braces?
I did, 2 rounds actually. I got my first round in kindergarten. So I think the theme of this is just that my mouth was really screwed up.
And with college application season approaching, we hit the ground running with another episode of Leprechauns on the Lawn to ask Notre Dame students what they wrote their Common App essay about.
You know, I've got to ask, what was your Common App essay about?
My Common App essay was about how my fear of failure stems from the movie Step Brothers.
Interesting. I mean, I don't want to be nosy, but I'd love to read it. Mine was about my elementary school diary, which I called my unfairness journal. Let's see what other Irish students wrote about in today's episode of Leprechauns on the Lawn.
I'm Mason.
And I'm Lauren.
And welcome back to Leprechauns on the Lawn.
With application season upon us, we thought it'd be awesome if we asked current Notre Dame students what was their Common App essay about.
Let's get to it.
I'm here with
Chloe.
And Chloe, what did you write your Common App essay about?
Coming to terms with being adulted.
My Common App essay was about overcoming struggles and like how they translated to my curricular activities.
It was about how my fear of the ocean turned into a fascination. So it was like, you know, conquering my fears through like intellectual curiosity.
I wrote my Common App essay about a CPR nonprofit I started.
I wrote about how I saved a baby mouse when I was 5 years old and how I turned into me being a vegetarian and like always having an excessive amount of compassion for animals.
Thank you, bro. Good job.
I wrote mine about doing Irish dance.
Hey Patrick, what did you write your Common App essay about?
I wrote mine about going over to my grandfather's house every night and visiting and talking with him.
Look at all these people here.
Yeah, but we're in the library, so we have to be quiet when we're ready for your people, okay?
Gotcha.
Mason!
I'm here with
Callie.
Callie, what was your Common App essay about?
It was about the importance of doing little things for people.
Sweet, thank you. I'm here with Katie. Katie, what was your Common App essay about?
It was about the fear of missing out and reading.
Mood. What was y'all's Common App essays about?
Mine was about my life, my parents,
My morning routine.
Also my life. What my siblings taught me.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Iabo.
And what was your Common App essay about?
It was about how being bilingual and my mom basically not knowing how to navigate American society made me who I am today.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Mason, what was your Common App essay about?
My Common App essay was about how my fear of failure stems from the movie Step Brothers.
Oh, you're not gonna ask me about mine?
Alrighty, and next up we have a segment from our friends over at Shamrock Sports about the recent US Open tournament. Take it away, guys.
Hey Irish fans, I'm Avery White.
I'm Ben Rohr.
And we are here with a recap of one of the biggest events of the summer. That's right, the US Open concluded in New York this weekend at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yes, and first we are going to take a look at the women's final between Coco Gauff and Sabalenka. Avery?
Yes. On Saturday afternoon, 19-year-old Florida native Coco Gauff defeated Aryna Sabalenka, but not without a fight, I must say. After losing the first set 6-2, Coco remained very strong mentally and really did not seem to waver in confidence. That being said, with the support of an American crowd behind her, Coco used her mental stability to come back in the second set, leaving Sabalenka to bear all of the pressure. I do really think this came down to mental strength, as we can see Sabalenka becoming increasingly frustrated, especially with the crowd against her. She then took a medical timeout amidst the third set to have her left leg massaged, but that did not prove to be enough. Straight from there, Coco was able to take advantage of her home court in the U.S., as well as Sabalenka's dwindling confidence, and secure the final 2 sets of the match. After accepting her trophy, Coco thanked the Williams sisters for the inspirations that they are and for making the dream more believable.
I mean, they're the reason why I have this trophy today, to be honest. They've allowed me to believe in this dream. You know, growing up, there wasn't too many just black tennis players dominating the sport.
But Sabalenka did not go home empty-handed either. Instead, she moved up to the #1 spot in the WTA rankings, making this her first time achieving this position.
Then the next day we saw the men's final between Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev. Could this match have been a battle of stamina, a battle of the wills? Novak wins the match in straight sets, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3, And this, could have been due to the fact that Medvedev had just won a grueling match against #1 ranked player in the world, Carlos Alcaraz. It didn't let him start the match with as much intensity as he would have liked to. And Novak, had just won a straight set, and let's be honest here, straightforward match against Cinderella semifinalist American Ben Shelton. I say this because we saw 2 years ago in the U.S. Open final, Medvedev come out of the gates firing against Djokovic and actually beat him in straight sets when it was Djokovic who had the much more grueling tournament and entire season going for that calendar year Grand Slam, playing a bunch of tournaments that year. Now we saw the flip side where Djokovic had all the stamina and Medvedev was really tired out. You see, even in the first point of the entire match, this test of stamina, with the 36-year-old Novak winning a near 20-ball rally against the 27-year-old Medvedev on an unforced error. Djokovic also won 84% of his net points to Medvedev's 73%, using a serve and volley tactic that did him a lot of good. Medvedev also stood incredibly far back on his returns, allowing this strategy to succeed even further, and causing Medvedev to only win 31% of his returning points.
Yes, definitely a very historic U.S. Open on both the men's and women's sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Novak getting to number 24, most for any man all time, tying Margaret Court, nearing that most out of anyone all time, and Coco getting the Americans back on the board at the U.S. Open with wins. Absolutely electric. I know it was in my dorm room. I can only imagine what it was like in Arthur Ashe Stadium.
For sure. It was definitely a great experience in my dorm room as well. It was great to see Coco up there receiving her trophy from Billie Jean King, who fought for that equal pay 50 years ago for men and women, especially in the sport of tennis. Just a very emotional, beautiful moment out there.
Yeah. Well, that's it from us. Back to the desk.
Thanks, guys. Mason, as a new freshman, I bet you're wondering about all the new things that are going on around campus this week.
Oh, I sure am, Zora.
Well, let's start off with L-Hop. That's right, the Lewis House of Pancakes are back and better than ever. Hop on over to Lewis Hall at 9 p.m. this Friday for all-you-can-eat eggs, cinnamon rolls, pancakes, and more. There's a $5 cover at the door, so bring money or go hungry.
And on the subject of food, Dylan Hall's famous milkshake mass is back in full swing. So every Thursday at 10 p.m., you can stop by and enjoy a beautiful mass with free milkshakes afterwards.
That sounds so good. Will Father Pete be there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, then I guess I can't make it if he's not going to be there. So.
Anyways, come support our volleyball team on Friday night at the Joy Center as they play the Toledo Rockets. The game starts at 6:30 and tickets are free. The theme is 90s, so bring out your favorite 90s gear and be ready to get jiggy with it.
You can catch me hosting tomorrow's volleyball game too, so don't let me outdress you. And that's all we have for today's episode of ND Sunrise. Catch our newscast on Thursday mornings in the Duncan Student Center from 9 to 11 a.m. You can also find us on the NDTV YouTube page under the ND Sunrise playlist.
And to keep up with all of the latest news, make sure to follow us at Notre Dame Television on Instagram, at Notre Dame TV on Twitter, and Notre Dame Television on YouTube.
Do you, yes, you want to get involved with NDTV? You could be sitting next to one of us on the anchor desk next week. We're always searching for people interested in student-led broadcasting and TV production. Come visit our studio on the second floor of the Duncan Student Center or send us an email at ndtv@nd.edu.
Thank you for tuning in this morning. And from all of us here at the studio, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'm Mason Mccat.
And I'm Zora Rodgers.
From ND Sunrise, signing off.